In this lesson, we're going to learn the X-fist rising block. So, in a walking stance. So, X-fist rising block in the final position looks like this. So, this is X-fist rising block. So, when we say X-fist, simple as that. Making an X with your fists, just like this. Hands closed, and make sure that you leave a gap right here. You can't have your fists tight together because this is the blocking surface. Your knuckles are going to get hit. So you have to leave enough of an opening there to catch what it is that you're blocking and trap. So you don't want to be too wide here. This doesn't do you any good either. You want to be just like this, okay? And the difference between this block and what we've been doing in the past with high block is when we used high block, we were happy to deflect an attack off to the side. So we used the high block to protect our head against a downward attack. We blocked it and it went off to the side and deflected off. X-fist rising block, or high X block, as it's sometimes called as well. This one is a more advanced block because now we're specifically trying to trap whatever is coming in. It is a stronger block than a regular high block as well, because now instead of one arm, now you have both arms involved in the block. So it is a more powerful block. 2 arms instead of 1 makes it more powerful. But you're also trapping. So whatever is coming in, you're trapping it with this block. Potentially. You don't have to trap the attacking limb or weapon in some cases. This can be used to block a weapon as well. You don't have to trap it if you don't want to. You can simply block and absorb the attack, or block and push off, shove the attack off to get it away from you. But you can think of it either as a more powerful block, which it is, or you can think of it as a block where you have the option of trapping whatever is coming at you and then going forward and manipulating that attacking limb. If it happens to be an arm, for example, somebody is coming at you with a hammer fist or a knife hand, you can imagine stopping that arm and then right away going into a submission or controlling that arm and following up with some counterattack from that position. So it's another valuable block to add to your arsenal, and it's more advanced, certainly, than just a regular high block as we've done in the past. So with this one, high X block, this hand is going to be in front. So if my right leg is in front, my right arm is going to be in front. Left leg is back. It means my left arm is behind my right arm. Not this way, this way. Very important with this block, obviously, it's got to be up high enough. It should be high enough up that you can see underneath it. So I know the sleeves on a martial arts uniform are extremely baggy, and it's not realistic to street clothing, for example, but you should be able to easily see underneath this block when you're in the right position, when you have it high enough. If you don't have your X block high enough, you know what's going to happen, right? You're going to get clobbered. So it has to be up high enough. You don't want it too far out from your body, otherwise you're not going to have any strength. Whatever you're blocking is just going to be able to knock your hands down, knock your arms down. So it has to be close enough. It has to be close enough to you that you've got strength there to block and absorb. And again, you can almost think of your arms as like a shock absorber, kind of bending in, folding in to absorb the impact, whatever you're stopping. That's why I say it's a much more powerful block than just the regular high block to have two arms tight together and absorb. It's a more powerful block, but the fact that you can trap that attacking limb or weapon, because it could be a weapon, so we'll get to that and some of those applications in other videos, but whether it's an arm or whether it's a weapon, the fact that you can trap it and then potentially manipulate it, counterattack from there, that gives you more options, again, than what you had before. So, X-fist rising block by count. And this time, we start this block at the hips. So, palms facing up, making fists, and then shoot it up like this and cross the hands over as you go up. So, from here, hands down at your hips, palms facing up, and then shoot both arms up and across like this when you block. That's how we do X-fist rising block or high X block. So by count, 2, 3, turn around, 2, 3, turn around. Okay, and looking at that from the side. So from here, hands down at your hips, up. Shoot them cross and up. And turn it around. And again, every time I'm doing full motion, we understand that in the real world, you're going to have to shorten it up to make any of these blocks or any of these strikes practical and realistic. But we always teach full motion on every block and every strike, because when you get into a panic and it's a real life fight situation, you're going to shorten things up automatically. So if you start with the full technique, you'll shorten it up and it'll still be a useful technique. If you start out with a shortened technique, when you go to use it for real, it will be a useless technique because it will get smaller from there. So that is the idea behind always practicing full motion, every block and every technique, because you will shorten it automatically when you actually go to use it for real. So that is the X-fist rising block in walking stance.